Hi, welcome to level 16 of Level Up. In this level, you will be working on long division. Now, some of us are a little scared of long division and it's kind of intimidating to us, but if we just work out the steps that we know we've been taught and we just keep on practicing it, it's really not so hard. So let's start by doing one together. All right, so let's say we're looking at 393 divided by 3. So first of all, it's really helpful if we're following our steps that Miss Albritton taught us. And our silly acronym we use is do, monkeys, sing, Beyonce, repeatedly. Now really that stands for division, multiplication, subtraction, bring down, and repeat. And we're just going to go through these steps repeatedly for each number that we have here until we're finished with our problem. All right, so let's start. So we need to divide first. How many times can 3 go into 3? So what is 3 times 1? 3 times 1 is 3. Okay, so that's perfect. All right, so we divided because we know that 1 divided by 3 is 3. Now let's multiply. 1 times 3 equals 3. We're just going to write this right under here. We can put another check right there. Now we are going to subtract these two numbers. All right, 3 minus 3 is 0. Subtract it. Now we're going to go ahead and B, that means bring down. All right. Now, we brought down, now we just need to repeat. All right, so let's start over. How many times can 3 go into 9? All right, 3 can go into 9. Well, let's see. We want to multiply something by 3 without, we want to get as close to this number as we can without going over it. That's the rule, you can't go over this number. So what's 3 times 1? 3 times 1 is 3. Can we go higher? Yeah, I think we can go higher. What's 3 times 2? 3 times 2 is 6. Oh, we're not. I think we can go a little higher. 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, so 9. So we're just going to write that right there. Now, that's our division. Multiplication. 3 times 3 is what? 9. We can put another check right there for ourselves. And now we're going to subtract. 9 minus 9 is 0. And now we're going to B, bring down. We have to bring it straight down. We have to make sure we're nice and neat when we're doing our long division. All right, and now our R stands for repeat. All right, so how many times can 3 go into 3? And we solved that earlier in this problem. That is 1. And 1 times, so that's our division. 1 times 3 is 3 again. That was our multiplication. Now we need to subtract. 3 minus 3 is 0. We can put a check there. And now bring down. Oh, do we have anything to bring down? Well, if we don't have anything to bring down, then I guess then we have our answer. And if this is 0, that means that we do not have a remainder. So our answer is 131. All right. Now, if you are having trouble with this still when I write the next problem, something you can do is pause and rewind it and go back and review the steps that I just did. We're going to do one more together, and this one's going to be just a little bit trickier because if you'll notice this one, this has 3 digits. Watch what I do differently with this one. This has 4 digits here. However, even though it has 4 digits, that's one more number we're working with, our process does not change. Do, monkeys, sing, Beyonce, repeatedly. At this time, I think it would be a good idea for you to pause the video and review with yourself what each of these numbers actually stand for. So I'll give you the first one. This one is divide. Now pause and go down the rest of the row and tell me what each of those stand for. All right, so if you were playing and watching this, that means that you just went through and told yourself what each of these numbers stand for. This is multiplication. This is subtraction. The B is for bring down, and the R is for repeat. So you're going to repeat these steps again. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at our problem. So our first step is going to be division. How many times can we divide 2 by 3? Let's see. Well, what's 2 times 1? And in case any of you are wondering why, even though this says division, why I'm asking myself what 2 times 1 is because what's the opposite of multiplication? It's division, right? So we can do multiplication to find out the missing number that it takes to multiply 2 to get as close to 3 as we possibly can. All right, so how many times can 2 go into 3? Just once. So that was our division. 1 times 2 is 2. That was our multiplication. Now we are going to subtract the two numbers. 3 divided by 2 is 1. Put a check there. Now we need to bring down our 9. Nice and neat here. And now R stands for repeat. All right, how many times can 2 go into 19? So you could be asking yourself, since multiplication is just the opposite of division, 2 times, let's check here. What's 2 times 1? 2? No, we can go higher. We got to get all the way to almost to 19 if we can. So 2 times 2 is 4. We can go higher. 2 times 3 is 6. We can go higher. 2 times 4 is 8. Oh, yeah, we can go higher. 2 times 5 is 10. We can go higher. 2 times 6 is 12. We can even go higher. Wow, this is going to be a big number that we're going to end up placing right here. So 2 times 7 is 14. We can go even higher. 2 times 8 is 16. Do you think we can go higher? Even closer to 19? We want to get to as close to 19 as possible without going over it. I think we can even go higher. 2 times 9 is 18. Oh, do you think we can put it in another time? No, that's the highest we can go. So that would be 9. Since we would multiply 2 and 8 to get as close to 19 as possible. Or I'm sorry, 2 and 9 to get as close to 19 as possible. All right, so that was our division. Our multiplication, 9 times 2 is 18. That was our multiplication. Now we need to subtract. 19 minus 18 is just 1. That was our subtraction. And the B stands for bring down. That means you need to bring down your very next number. If you'll notice, I'm not bringing down the 2. We're working from our highest place value down to our 1. So you're starting at your highest place value here and then bringing them down all the way across. So the last number we brought down was our 9, so now it's time to bring down our 6. All right, so that was our bring down. Our next part is repeat. All right. How many times can 2 go into 16? 2 go into 16. Well, we know that 2 times 8 is 16. All right, we got that step. Now, 8 times 2 equals, we already said that, that's 16. We can write that right under here. Give ourselves a check for multiply. Now we're going to subtract. 16 minus 16 is, of course, 0. And almost our last step is to bring that 2 all the way down. He has to travel a long way, doesn't he? And now we just have to repeat. All right, how many times does 2 go into 2? We know that one, that's 1. 1 times 2 is 2, so we did our multiplication step. Now we need to do our subtracting. 2 minus 2 equals 0, of course. And now we need to bring down. Oh, well, is there anything to bring down here? We don't have anything else. So if our remainder is 0, then we don't have a remainder. So our answer is 1,981. All right, so it seems like I'm sure you're doing a great job following along. So I am going to write out a problem, and I want you to solve it on your own, and then you can press play, and I'm going to work it out, and I want you to check your work. All right, so I want you to press pause at this time, and if you do get stuck on something, then I want you to rewind and watch the steps that we went through here and just repeat those steps. So if you need help, go back to the problems, rewind it, and go back to the steps we've already done and find the spot that you're stuck on and see what we did here to solve that problem, okay? All right, so if you're watching this, then you are ready to check your answer. You've already solved this problem. So do monkeys sing Beyonce repeatedly, or our mathematician way that we use it, division, multiplication, subtraction, bring down, and repeat. All right, how many times does 2 go into 4? Oh, we know that's 2 times. All right, that was our division. Our multiplication, we're going to do 2 times 2 is 4. We write that number right down here. And of course we subtract, and that will be 0. Okay. And now we can bring that 8 straight on down. And that was our bring down step. And our R, of course, stands for repeat. All right. How many times does 2 go into 8? Well, we know that. That's 4. All right. And 4 times 2 equals, you got it, 8. And that's our multiplication step. And, oh, I got a little ahead of myself. Now I'm going to be subtracting. 8 minus 8 is 0. Now our B stands for bring down. All right, we can put a check there, and now we just need to repeat. How many times does 2 go into 5? Well, I know that 2 times 2 is 4, so that's pretty close to 5. What about 2 times 3? 2 times 3 is 6. Oh, that would be too high. That's over 5. So we're going to have to do 2 times 2. All right, so that's our first step. 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, now we need to, that was our multiplication. Now we need to subtract. 5 minus 4 is just 1. And bring down, oh, we don't have anything left to bring down, which means that we have our answer, but we have an extra number down here, which becomes our remainder of 1. So if you got 242 with a remainder of 1, then you got the correct answer. Give yourself a good pat on the back. That was wonderful work you did. All right, so it seems like that if you were able to do this one on your own, then I think you're ready to move on to the game. So to be able to complete this game, you'll have to have gotten a worksheet. This worksheet is going to be a full-size piece of paper with several different numbers on it. You're going to cut those numbers into nice, neat little boxes, just like this. And these are going to be the same numbers that Miss Wilson has here. Are they going to be the same numbers that you will use in your game? So to do this, you're going to need to cut up your cards to 1 number per card, and you're going to need a dice. And just like with most things that we do for our levels, for level up, you're going to need to use your math notebook. So I'm going to kind of just draw a break here. So that way I know that this was the work I was doing earlier, and now this is for the game, all right? So you can play this with a partner, or you can just go through all the cards and just see how high of a number you get just individually if you would rather not play with a partner. So if I'm playing with a partner, we're each going to cut up our own stack and place them face down. Now at the same time, we're each going to draw a number out of our own stack. Okay, so let's say that I got 1,358. All right, now I'm going to roll my dice. Ooh, okay, I got 1. Now if you get 1, I'm glad I did this because I wanted to tell you guys that if you get 1 on this, you're going to roll again because we can all divide everything by 1, right? We're pros at that. Okay, here we go. So this time I didn't get a 1, so I can keep this. I got a 4. So the number that you draw from the stack goes on the inside of your division problem, and the number that you roll on the dice goes on the outside of your division problem. Now, once you finish with your card, you can just go ahead and flip it over, and you can have a stack that you haven't used yet and a stack that you have used. So now you can go ahead and solve this problem. After you solve that problem, you are going to take the answer that you find and set it aside. You're going to solve all 10 of these, and once you solve all 10, you're going to add up all your answers. I would recommend solving 2 problems and then adding up the answer, and then solving another problem and adding it to your total, and then solving another problem and then adding it to your total. So that way at the end, you're not adding up 10 problems at once. You're just adding one big total to 10. All right, so, and then if you're playing with a partner, then whoever has the highest total for all of their answers added together, they win. And if you're playing by yourself, then you're just playing just to see how high you can get just on your own. All right, and in order to pass this level, in order to be able to beat level 16 and level up, you need to complete the game and show your work for 10, and you're going to do all 10 cards. And then once you do that, you're going to bring Miss Wilson your work, and then I will check it. If I check it and you get at least 7 of the 10 right, then you have beat the level and you get to roll you get to spin the reward wheel on the computer. If not, then we'll sit down and we'll work through them and work on improving them. That way you can eventually beat this level. And if you're watching this and you have already beat this level, then congratulations. And if not, then good luck on level 16 of Level Up.